what are you doing in your country in order to revive the tourism sector?
First, by putting tourism as a priority sector in our 10-year development plan. Secondly, we are investing hugely on developing new tourist attraction destinations in various parts of the country on top of what we have. For instance, Ethiopia has 9 UNESCO inscribed intangible cultural heritages. We have 4 intangible cultural heritages, 9 tangible cultural heritages inscribed by UNESCO. If you take landscape, for instance, we have one of the second highest peak in Ethiopia, in Africa. Secondly, we have the lowest point called Dalol Depression that is also located in Ethiopia.
We are implementing now the tourism recovery strategy. The strategy basically is following 3 approaches. First, we are rejuvenating our supply, our tourism infrastructure. Second, we are reigniting the demand. And thirdly, we are strengthening the enablers. So when coming to innovation, I just mentioned few which we have put. The first one during the COVID to establish was a fund to assist small tourist businesses not to collapse because of COVID. The second one which followed was an equity fund. This was basically to help transform the business sector and also help to come with new developments, because tourism does require new developments. The third element in terms of innovation is that one of stimulating international demand, as our colleagues have said. As you know, the visa waivers and the e-visas are being implemented. Particularly, we are pushing for China and India in this region as big tourist source areas. The other one was a smart platform, particularly for Chinese tourists. Is the WeChat we developed during the pandemic. Is a WeChat mini program, which with a lot of information which assists the tourist buyers. And it can actually help you even to develop your own itinerary from city to city. So this is the most popular platform which we have, the smart platform we've created.
International travelers now are coming in. What are some of the new innovation ideas you have in mind?
We hear it very often that traveling is the best university in the world, because you go to a place where you got a good atmosphere, good clean air. And so when people travel, not only for tourists, for leisure, then they can come in and travel and see the opportunities. And Mauritius offers the great opportunities to Africa, because it is one of the safest places where you have the lowest crime rate in the world is found in Mauritius. We are peaceful. And also, anybody come to Mauritius find themselves at home. Because as I said, our civilization comes from across the world. Golf is a very good strength, because in Mauritius, we are the second best golf courses in the world. When you go and play golf, which is cheap, it's as cheap as playing a tennis match here, when you rent a court in Beijing. So it is very accessible to many people, and you can come across with great world champion playing golf together with you in Mauritius. In the morning, you can go and swim with the dolphins. At noon, you can sign a business contract, and in the afternoon, you can walk with the lions. This is how accessible and very easy to do things in Mauritius.
We also need to ensure that even though we would like tourists to come in, but we need to have a sustainable tourism. We need to ensure that this natural beauty that we are using must be left intact for years to come. So we're looking at ensuring that the innovatives that we took are sustainably maintained. So that is one thing that we need to look at very carefully, especially in our environment. What we have done recently, we have preserved 50% of our land mass, which should, by law, we should not be touched at all. And even, as you know, we have a very, very large EEZ. Our sea is very large, and as you know, this is one of our attractions as well, because we have also joined with other organizations in order for us to ensure that 30% of our EEZ is also remain intact, so that we do not have overfishing over-tourism, the natural beauty, the nature is also maintained for us to be able to continue with these tourism activities.
What about your cooperation, with the Caribbean economies? How would you be able to work as a whole, and also with economies like China?
So we're looking to engage with Chinese tourist operators, travel agencies, the tourism ministry, the cultural ministry. We're seeing how we can unite as a Caribbean and actually attract the Chinese to our part of the world. Because for example, I've lived in China for 12 years now. And many times I meet Chinese and they've never heard of my country, or they've heard one or two things about my country. For example, Rihanna is from my country. And you show them images and they're like, whoa, I'd love to go there. How can we go there? So I think at the policy level, we're trying to have these collaborations with the high-level partners here in China and the rest of Asia. And we're hoping that through the CTO and also the WTO, of which Barbados currently serves as the vice chair of the Americas section of that organization, we're working in collaboration with them and the priorities of the WTO, which I'm sure we're all very familiar with, in how we can restart tourism and also reinvent tourism.